Hey, what's up? It's Jay Sparxx from Sparxx Media. I've done a lot of interviews in my time. I know I'm only 24, but in my time, I've interviewed a lot of people, a lot of really famous people, a lot of not so famous people, a lot of people that I don't even know who the hell they were. But it's rare that I get to sit down with somebody that I personally know and consider a friend, and tonight's the first time ever. So DJ Epic in the studio, welcome, my friend.
What's up?
Dude, it was so weird for me to be like, hey, man, so can I interview you? Like, it's just that weird feeling. But my point, like, the reason I want to do this is because I know that you work hard. I've seen your work ethic, your grind that you're constantly on. This dude is the only dude that will tweet me, text me, call me at 3 a.m. and then call me straight up at 6 o'clock the next day and be like, yo, you ready to go? Like, what are we doing? So I want people to understand the man, the myth, the legend, DJ Epic behind the turntables. You know what I mean? Like, people see you in the club, they see you on your hustle mode, but people don't understand that you're not the average dude that's like, I can mix beats together.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we'll start with the basics. Like, what got you into this? Why did you decide that, hey, I want to smash up people's beats and just go sick with it in the club?
Yeah, well, it's kind of funny. I actually started doing the music at a campus college ministry called Campus Outreach, and they kind of just threw me into it because I had a Mac computer. I knew nothing about audio or anything.
Right.
And so I got in there and kind of taught myself how to set up a PA system, and before and after each meeting, we would have, like, just regular music. After doing that for 2 months, we sit down and talked about it, and we're like, wait, we're kind of doing the same thing a DJ does. And so his dad ended up donating $500 to us, and we drove down 4 hours to an old friend's house in Arkansas, picked up his equipment, and just started DJing. For about the first 6 months, we just did free gigs, maybe gas money, but no more than that, you know?
Right. So what decided, because obviously, like, you can look at, I'm going to name drop a little bit, like DJ Crutch. Okay, I know you work with Crutch. I know Crutch very well. He's an electronic DJ. You know, he doesn't play a lot of things that people expect to hear in a Memphis club. I mean, I'll put it that way. DJ Crumbs, he's got his own style. You know, DJ Tubbs, he's got his own style. But you have your own style just as much as anybody else. And it's always unique. You can tell the difference between an Epic and a Tubbs mix. What made you decide to go down your path? Like, what influenced you to say, yo, I'm going to do it this way?
Well, you know, I've been doing it for about 6 years now, and I really feel like my style's changed a lot. I don't feel like it's been the same the whole last 6 years, and I've learned a lot doing it. I get bored pretty easily, so I like a lot of energy. Mm-hmm. And a lot of DJs, they might, you know, they'll do some hype set, you know, hype part, and they'll slow it down a little bit. And I just really enjoy being hype and being fun and goofy sometimes, you know, throwing in a classic rock song on top of a hip-hop track, you know, and just kind of like catching everyone off guard and having a good time by meeting all genres,
right,
you know, and not sticking to one exact genre. We're also in Memphis, and it's a huge melting pot of all genres, and I have to be able to please the whole crowd, you know. And I feel like that's how I've built up a pretty good following here in Memphis, is because I can reach a little bit here and there from each crowd, you know,
right,
instead of just one certain genre.
See, I've had people come to me and say, yo, I'm looking for a DJ for my club, blah, blah, blah. And the first person I tell them is you, because you do have that ability to mix it up in a certain way. Like, I think it was the night we did a rave and glow sticks, and it was crazy, and all of a sudden, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air theme song throws down, and it's like, yeah, everybody knew that song, but usually that would kill a party. People would be like, okay, he's clowning, and you played the whole song, the whole damn thing, but then you came back with it, and it didn't kill the party. You mix it in, and it continues to grow. You know what I mean? The hype is always there. You know, when Epic's at a party. So,
well, and I like to play music that people know too. You know,
right.
And the Fresh Prince, you know, it's a goofy song, but everyone knows every single word to it.
Yeah,
you know, and if someone doesn't want to dance, they're at least going to bob their head to it, sing to it. You know what I mean? And a lot of times, you know, sometimes people criticize me because I play a lot of pop music or music that's repetitively played over and over again.
Yeah.
But I just want to play what the majority of the crowd wants to hear, not what your favorite song you heard on your iPod deep down in your iTunes or something like that.
Right.
You know, or some underground music. You know, I want to play what the majority of the crowd wants to hear.
Yep.
You know? And that might be top 40, you know, all night. But that, you know.
Well, and that's something, too, I wanted to touch on. Like I said, going back to what I said a second ago was, there's been nights where you do a rave, but you still spin top 40 stuff. And then there's nights where you do, you know, something completely different, but you still throw in dubstep to it. And it's like, how the hell he did that. I don't know. Like 80s night we did, and you were still throwing in dubstep, and it worked. And that's the thing, you know, that's what makes DJ Epic. So, in my next thing that I kind of wanted to transition to was, where'd you get your name? I think you and I talked about this before off the air.
Actually, I got the word epic before Epic was even big. I did some graffiti, illegal graffiti, back in the day.
Yeah, if these cops are listening, it's not. Nah, he's just playing.
Well, I've actually been arrested for it, and we got that all cleared. So
we're good.
And when I did graffiti, I spray painted Epic, and a lot of people would be like, "Well, what does that word even mean?" You know, that was 7 years ago, and I had to explain it. And
Damn, you're aging yourself, bro.
Yeah, I just turned 25, and so old.
Oh no.
But and then 6 months after I stopped doing the illegal graffiti, I started doing the DJ, and I just enjoyed the word and thought it was unique, and now it's kind of blown up, and it's a big deal. You
Everything's epic.
A couple rappers used it in their songs, so now it's...
Right. I honestly think it's going to play into your favor, though, because when people, you know what I mean? Like when, and I'm going to say when, not if, but when you blow up, people are going to be like, oh, okay, so that's the definition of epic. You know what I mean?
Appreciate it.
No, it's the truth. So now that we know why you do what you do, how do you do what you do? What sets you apart from some of the other DJs in this city? Which, like I said, we have this really cool community in this industry of, you know, we're all pretty tight, and you know, other DJs attend our events at Census, and we, you know, stop by their spots and see what's going on a Saturday night. But what makes you, like, what do you personally in your head say, you know what, this is why I'm not so and so?
Yeah.
You know what, let me just say that personally, I think, from my point of view on the outside looking in, I think it's your grind and your hustle. I think it's the way that, regardless of the place, somebody could call you and say, yo, we want you to go to Bed Bath & Beyond and spin in the linen section. And you'd be like, okay, I'll do it. And somehow you would come up with something crazy like, oh, fabric softener in your sheets, blah, 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 blah. And it would be some crazy mashup that you would make happen, and it would be the talk of the town.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I can't do it alone. I have a good support team, you know, a good group of 10 to 15 people that, in everything I do, support me and help me out.
Right.
I think I lived in Brazil for about 4 months, and that was at the beginning of my DJ career. And I love America, you know, but Brazil is very advanced in marketing, branding, and I learned a lot over there with their nightlife and stuff like that.
Nice.
So when I started that there, and then with my degree in graphic design, even though I might not sound the best, I can make myself look the best, you know.
Gotcha.
And got a degree at Memphis for the graphic design, and some great professors over there taught me some good skills. And then with that, and the fact that anything I do, I give it 100%. And if people say I can't do it, you know, I don't start something unless I know I can finish it, you know?
Right. So it's safe to say that you would turn down an event if you didn't think it could happen.
Yes. I've actually become a lot more selective on what I want to do.
And that doesn't mean, you know, in your defense, that you're throwing your nose up at it. It's for the benefit of you as well as the company or whoever it is that wants the party. And so in your respect, you do that for somebody that comes to you and says, hey, man, I want you to do a bar mitzvah. And you're like,
Yeah. Well, you know, the first 2 years doing it, I did a lot of weddings. And I'll do a wedding here and there for a good friend.
Right.
But that's not really pushing my brand, you know, and the money's great. But I'm also not all about the money. I really want to push my brand as a DJ, and that you know, even if it costs me money doing it, that's more. I see more success in that in the long run than the immediate success.
And see, and that comes back to like what I said. You have a vision and a goal outside of this. So I feel like you want to get outside of the club eventually. Yeah. Like in 5 years, do you see yourself as a DJ Khaled, or do you see yourself as like a Clinton Sparxx?
Yeah, I mean, definitely the Sparxx or the Getta. For my birthday, I bought a lot of producing stuff, and that's something I want to start doing because I think that's the next level, you know.
Right.
I've made it as the hype club DJ, you know, maybe the MC, but I need to be able to start creating my original stuff, and that was what's going to make me, you know, bring up to the next level. In my opinion. So
that's something to look out for from DJ Epic then.
Yeah, like I said, I'm just now learning, so it's going to take a little bit. You know?
All right, that's cool. What I know it, but what's your social media links? How can we get at you?
At DJ_Epic, and that is Twitter and Instagram. DJ_Epic, thedjepic.com.
Yep.
And then, of course, check out my YouTube, DJ Epic Memphis.
Yeah. And you got a dude that does your video and production work that is just sick.
Wolfsbane Production, my boy Devin over there.
Ugh. That dude, you know what? I knew I wanted this interview, obviously, as I got to know you more. And then when I saw Turning the Tables, a video that you have up on your YouTube, again, it's
I just hit 1,000 views on that.
Did you? So. Nice. DJ Epic Memphis on YouTube. It's called Turning the Tables, and it's one of the most well-produced videos, but the content, and like the things, that right there is the video part of this interview, I think, that people can see. And you say something about wanting to be a singer or something, and you're just being a ham. Like, that's, you just being crazy. Like, if you're in the South, you gotta have ranch. Nom, nom, nom. Like, that's the DJ Epic that I think people don't see, you know, outside of the club, or I'm sorry, inside the club, they see you as the working man, the grind, the hustle, and they don't see the laid-back Epic, you know what I mean? So what my thing, a lot of people ask me, yo, I see you in the club all the time, you must be in the clubs on Saturday nights. And honest to God, I don't go to the club, I don't go to the bar unless and this is gonna sound really, really asshole of me, but unless I get paid from the work, because I'm in there all the time at work doing it, I don't do it on my free time. On my free time, I sit in my hot tub at home and drink mimosas. Like,
a lot of successful DJs are the same way. You know, like, we're in there so much. If I'm off Friday or Saturday, I usually go out and support Kelly over at 152, the GM. Good guy over there. I just enjoy relaxing, going to see a movie, you know, like doing different stuff, traveling a lot, you know, my off weekends, like this weekend coming up's off, I might go to Dallas, you know, check out some other DJs over there, just, you know, talking about work and potential, you know, doing some stuff over there.
So you're going to get a weekend off, and you're going to go to talk to another DJ about work. Constantly on the grind. This is what I'm talking about. The guy doesn't stop.
Well, you know, you can't, if I stay in Memphis, then I can't be innovative and do anything new. If I go out and check what other cities are doing and then bring that back, just like I brought a lot back from the knowledge I learned in Brazil. You know? And I was talking to security guard over at Census the other day, and he was thanking me for just every 2 to 3 weeks we have a different theme, you know. And and I don't do that all myself. I see it other places, and the promotional team helps out a lot. But always thinking a business mindset, but having a good time at the same time. You know?
I know. I got a text from you one day, and you said something about, or you were tweeting it maybe, and you said something about hitting golf balls into the Mississippi River. And I'm like, this dude is, every time, because when we first started hanging out talking, it was work-based. And it was like, you know, very, very like, okay, this is what's up, blah, 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 work, work, work. And then as we got to know each other a little more, it was like, all right, this dude's loosening up a little bit. And then I'm like, he's clowning, just hitting golf balls into the Mississippi River just because. Like, I'm like, what'd you do? I just went and I bought some golf balls from this place at this putt-putt, and then I just took off with them, and I was hitting them in the Mississippi River. So, I'm like, all right. So, it's like, you know, when you see Epic in the club, just think about that. Buy him a drink and say, look, man, you know what? I respect what you're doing, and you're making an impact for Memphis, because, you know, regardless of whether you see it or not, people out there see it, that when they come here, people think about Census, and then they think about Census, they think about DJ Epic, you know what I mean? And when they think about, you know, where some other, you did a couple other clubs there for a minute too. I mean, you're around quite a bit, and when people think about these places, they think about you, and that's something that, you know, you can be as big as you want, but unless you're big in a community and you support your community and you start somewhere and you have your roots, you really aren't ever going to be, you know what I mean? And that, I think, is something that obviously you've succeeded in, and that's behind you now. People know you. So where else are you other than Census? What else are you locking down?
I've actually, about 3.5 years ago, I went down to Oxford and lucked out, met the right guy, did some networking, like I said, took an off weekend and just started meeting people. He got me connected with a booking agency out of Nashville.
Okay.
And that booking agency now, this last semester, has put me at 6 different colleges, 12 different Greek affiliations, and that's just one semester. You know, I've been with them for 3 years now.
Right.
And they booked me down there at the major schools: Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Knoxville, Vandy, Georgia. You know, those are some ones that hit this semester. I've hit Arkansas before.
Nice.
MTSU, you know. And so that also keeps me going, you know, because I love Memphis, and I do a lot of stuff here. But if I'm not getting outside the city, I kind of, like, get down, you know. If they get me outside the city and traveling.
Let me give you a hypothetical situation. If next week G-Unit Records came to you and said, bro, you're sick with it, your production is crazy, you're a hype man, like blah, 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 let's sign you. Would you say, okay, I'm staying in Memphis, I'm basing myself in Memphis? Or would you say, all right, give me a dope-ass studio in the Bahamas?
A lot of people might not believe me, but honestly, I would probably stay here, because the way things are now, you can be based here and still go everywhere else. you know?
Right.
Like, you don't have to live in Hollywood these days. You don't have to live in New York, you know? You don't have to live in these places because people are traveling so much anyways, you know? What good friend of mine, DJ Crush, you know, number one video DJ, you know, he travels the world, but he's based in Gulf Shores.
Right.
You know, what nightclubs are in Gulf Shores, you know?
Exactly.
So he comes up here in Memphis a lot too, you know?
You can just package yourself up in a FedEx box in Memphis and just...
Yeah.
All right, so look, I know you're busy. I'm gonna let you get to it one more time. At DJ_Epic on Twitter and Instagram, and then Facebook.
DJ Epic, Facebook, I think. Yeah.
Facebook.com/DJ Epic. You'll find him. Odds are, if you Google him, he's gonna come up.
But I mean, it's all about Twitter and Instagram these days. You know.
Absolutely. And then, of course, the YouTube, DJ Epic Memphis. Make sure you put Memphis in there, and then I'll direct you right to his page. And check that video out. Again, Wolf Baines Productions helping out with that, turning the tables. It's sick. Thank you for coming through, man.
Appreciate you giving me the opportunity to be on this interview and everything. And
thanks
for the support.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.